The animal world and its wonders are one of the most dearly remembered and warm memories of many of our childhoods. In the days that were, dare I say, simpler, we would spend our time in the mud, on concrete and grass, carelessly playing with plastic animal figures, and getting to admire the vast amount of living creatures spread out in the form of millions of species. But times have changed, and today, children are devoted to technology and games more than exciting wildlife. Well, let's be honest, it's not just our kids that are interested in new games and tech. What if we told you we found a fun but educational way those childhood memories of the great outdoors can be relived through the technology and gaming we've become so transfixed by? No matter what your childhood was really like, today's topic will leave you with a comfortable but thrilled feeling. Because who doesn't like adventures in the animal world? So, stay in the program and enjoy the content that we have prepared for you. Now that we have your attention, and before we delve deeper into the animal kingdom, don't forget to claw that subscribe button like a giant armadillo, and liking or sharing our video through various animals means. Unless you don't like hearing about awesome YouTubers and why you should subscribe to them. Anyway, the educational safari begins, viewers! So hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts.
Let's get into it. If you've ever wondered what you get when you put a gamer and a scientist together, first of all, why have you wondered that? And secondly, you get the TierZoo channel. The head person responsible for creating TierZoo's high-quality content and managing the channel is none other than Patrick Lacey, aka Patch as he goes by. A passionate gamer and scientist with a degree in microbiology from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. It's always nice to have some educated stuff on YouTube. Patrick says on his LinkedIn profile, "I am an educator at heart and left my former job as a Jack Link's food scientist to pursue a career in SciComm. My YouTube channel, TierZoo, became the fastest growing educational YouTube channel of all time in 2018 and reached 1 million subscribers in record time. I currently publish new videos to the channel once every few months, and each video averages between 1 and 5 million views. Hereby, we send Patch support and encouragement to continue doing what he does best. And you can also join our congratulations by subscribing to his channel. Don't forget to tell him in the comments who sent you." As stated, he started his career as a food scientist, and his passion for gaming led him to a full-time YouTube channel, as Patrick says, thanks to the incredible support of his fans. Don't be fooled by his success, because even he failed on the first try. On his way to 1 million views and subscribers, Patch had made several channels in the attempt to find his place on YouTube. He would later shut them down due to their lack of engagement. But like any great man, he learned from his mistakes. Patrick's trial and error over the years can serve as a motivation for everyone not to give up their channels. We definitely won't be giving up on why subscribe without giving it our all. Our gaming and nature enthusiast has a friendly nature about him and says he likes to hang out with fans and get to know them, which can be seen in his smile on the TierZoo.com page. Let's be real, he looks exactly like someone who loves animals. It's kind of up in the air if Patrick enjoys games or animals more. But we do know it was his love for gaming that led him to the unique way in which he edits the aesthetic presentation of his videos. And if anything deserves respect, it is originality in ideas. It was pretty genius of him to gamify nature the way he does. Now that introductions are out of the way, let's hop into the Land Cruiser and visit his wild YouTube channel to see what new information and fascinating animals we can find. Patrick answered the call of the wild on July 1st, 2017, when he joined our certainly crowded YouTube scene. 6 years later, his channel has 3.6 million subscribers and 82 videos, with over 390 million views. Wow, those numbers are to be desired, and in his case, they are more than deserved. As TierZoo.com says, Patrick explains the meta of evolution in ways gamers will intuitively understand, which is precisely his primary goal, bringing zoology closer to gamers. Not that gamers are naturally against learning about animals, but it brings in a whole new perspective about life on Earth. TierZoo's videos can be described in 3 words: educational, unique, and fun from start to finish, all in the spirit of video games. In addition to the fascinating fauna of today, neither prehistoric animals nor flora is safe from his research. Patrick collects and explains everything that is classified as a living being. Oh yeah, did we mention that he loves video games? Cats, sharks, insects, and all animal species go through the tier list. In his videos, he talks about their strengths, weaknesses, and strategies to get through a duel with other animals, all of which would show how well they function as characters in a competitive video game. This way of approaching the audience truly awakens a desire for knowledge and research, channeling your inner Steve Irwin. On TierZoo, we can also find a playlist called Real Life Patch Notes, where he describes extinction events in terms of, you won't believe it, video game updates. For example, he refers to the death of the dinosaurs as the Balance Update 1.3.1.
One of the most controversial balance updates the devs have ever introduced was patch 1.3.1, the update which banned and nerfed the vast majority of dinosaurs, marine reptiles, and pterosaurs.
No matter how informed you are about wildlife, you will find something with TierZoo that you didn't know before. Did you know that hippos can't swim, even though they live in water, but have enough strength and are dense enough to just run on the ground underwater? Or that the American pronghorn is the second fastest land animal in the entire game? Well, neither did we. Crazy, right? It's nice to have an expert on the meta-expertly explain all these different builds for many of us new players, and for those of us curious about other builds. We've only scratched the surface on what's out there in the wild. Visit TierZoo's channel for tons more cool stuff about many different creatures. Oh, look over there! Stop the land cruiser! It's TierZoo's comments section. Let's get out and take a closer look, ladies and gents. I could have gone my whole life without seeing that piranha's eyes bulge out of its head, and now here I am. Great video as always. Imagine if Komodos could bury themselves in the desert sand to gain enough heat and spit out literal fire. I freaking love this channel. It combines my 2 favorite things of all time, zoology and gaming. If your build can be harassed by a butterfly, then you're doing something wrong. Reading the comments on each video is, as always, exciting and our scriptwriter's favorite part. People always post some funny stuff, and we are open to positive and healthy humor like this. As we reach the end of our safari adventure, we will now see how TierZoo ranks in What Did They Score? We take our first look at Patrick's revolutionary video essay format and its editing. Due to the simplicity and uniqueness of the idea, it has the potential to reach a high rating. Its pace is fast and specific, spitting out information every second and presenting it all to the audience in a creative way. Even though his diagrams are done in the old-school gaming model, his editing is pretty up-to-date. We don't really see much room for improvement in how TierZoo edits videos around these kinds of topics, but we do think it's possible to innovate in one way or another. Which just means we don't think Patrick has reached the full extent of the editing strategy. But what he has is absolutely worth considering for a 5-star rating. We'll give him 4.5 stars, mainly because we believe in him improving further, but also he uploads after months of time. And it is possible that the way he edits isn't the most streamlined it could be, making it harder to get videos out without a big gap. We sincerely hope the owner is busy with other things, because we can only give him 2 stars for his consistency score. He released only 4 videos in a year's time, something fans of his often comment about as jokes. Granted, he said in his last video he has a new video on Nebula, so if you count that video, he has 5 videos out in a year's time. Although he has millions of views on his videos, it's a shame that he doesn't post regularly. But if we consider that the animal kingdom is an inexhaustible subject, I think we will see Patrick on stage for many years to come. Honestly, the only thing holding him back is his upload schedule being so spread out and kind of random. His thumbnails, topics, editing style, and humor are very consistent over the last 6 years. Lastly, we have personality. And while Patrick doesn't show his face often, he does all the work himself. And in his voice, you can feel the passion for what he does. And he keeps your attention the whole time in the video. After a couple of dead channels in the beginning, Patrick didn't give up. He slowly but surely stepped towards success and proved that he is a fighter that deserves respect. If you watch him on this podcast, you'll see that he's always smiling. He often makes video game jokes or references, showing his humble humor. Besides the fact that he loves meeting and hanging out with fans, Patrick is a stud and deserves at least 4.5 stars for his personality score. Well, guess that is the end of today's YouTube Safari, but if you want to keep in touch, then feel free to subscribe to us. If you want to do this again, then go subscribe to TierZoo too, and it would be awesome if you said "Why subscribe" sent you. Thanks for exploring with us, friends. We'll see you on the next adventure. Okay, this is starting to sound like a Brave Wilderness outro, so, bye!